ASU in our charter has that we are defined by not who we exclude, but by who we include. That's always been a powerful thing.
I'm very proud to be at ASU because ASU takes teaching seriously.
All faculty want to teach well. We just do. But it is hard to find the time to improve one's teaching.
I really didn't think that you could improve teaching at scale into a way that had such deep learning in the science of learning. And to see the folks in ACUE address those questions in the creation of the modules and the courses they now provide made me a convert right away.
I think it's a great experience because it gives you the experience of being a student online.
ACUE also just gives us formal structure to teaching improvement in a way that is rare.
The huge benefit of ACUE is to sit down and reflect on your experience as a teacher. Think about the big picture on how to make every aspect of the course integrate together to give the students the best experience and help them to learn the most possible.
I think one of the key takeaways from the course for me was actually learning about the transparent assignment template. I use that template for every assignment I do now.
I made a graphic syllabus that sort of drew them through the skills that they'd be learning and color-coded when they'd be doing what. I was completely in love with this. And I have to say, I kept my binder. And I actually returned to it because it just has a cornucopia of kind of ideas.
I think what I hadn't really had a full appreciation for was the idea that you would have learning goals and then you would make sure you had an assignment that touched on every learning goal. Makes perfect sense. It's not something that I had ever really reflected on before.
As I implemented the ACUE practices, I thought about wanting to have more students succeed. And after implementing those practices, the DEW rate was much lower. It was under 10%. It was like half of what it had been.
One of the things I think is most important for me in the ACUE course was the cohort. It was really interesting to see this diverse group of people who are teaching this wide range of topics, all approaching the material in different ways and talking about how things were successful and where they thought they might need to improve.
You know, we rarely as professors have the opportunity to sit back with our colleagues and talk about what we do and how we do it and what works and what doesn't. And it's just normally such a missed opportunity because there's so much really, really valuable expertise out there.
I've actually recommended the ACUE course to other people. I have a friend who is just completing a postdoc, and then she asked me if I had any recommendations for her for preparing to teach for her first classes. And one thing I said was, ask your university if they'll pay for you to take the ACUE course.
When you go up for tenure, you actually have to illustrate that you are dedicated to teaching and have worked hard at it. An ACUE certificate actually, I think, goes a long way to reminding people that you've actually taken this seriously and that you are working to be the best teacher you can.
ACUE has been that force multiplier, providing us that ability to really impact all of our students.